Beyoncé's employees divulge her skin whitening secrets. This new commercial proves it. Not Beyoncé, who is taking possibly lethal cosmetic surgery to remove the pigment from her skin in another country. If you believed that skin bleaching was a Jamaican custom, wait till you hear what the streets have to say, sweetie. She is hurting herself, bae. They are dragging her for dirt after her own team came out and revealed her skin whitening secrets, which have made her appear white. She used to just look darker because she was deepening her skin. Her fans adamantly swore. She was lately extensively exposed for bleaching. Nevertheless, in addition, I don't think she'll be able to defend herself in this situation. She is being accused of trying to pass for white, and some even say she aspires to be Marilyn Monroe. You would assume that Black people would support her, given the majority of her supporters are white Republicans. But they are also joining the fray. This all started a few days ago when racist white people started attending Beyoncé's concert because they were upset about her wearing a blonde wig in her most recent Levi's jeans commercial. Now, the reason this whole thing went haywire was because Sydney Sweeney had starred in an American Eagle commercial a few days prior to BAS, which basically exploited racial overtones to assert that Eurocentric the features were superior. Racist white people were there because of this kind of idiocy. They praised American Eagle and Sydney for that. While all of this was going on, BA's commercial was released, and she was wearing a blonde wig styled in a way that was similar to Marilyn Monroe's well-known blonde hairdo. Sydney's fans decided to take this as an opportunity and started accusing Beyoncé of trying to pass as white. While BA is making herself look more white, they say nothing despite their claims that people were traveling to Sydney. Piers Morgan was one of the people that attended BA. Furthermore, he assaulted her on Twitter alongside. He also lambasted her as if it were his final time on his show. He said to Twitter, very disappointed to see Beyoncé culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe. In her new Levi's ad, entering the discussion, Megyn Kelly, a well-known and irate Republican podcaster who never fails to say something disparaging about non-white people, attacked Beyoncé by calling her a whitewashed and fake individual. The opposite of this is the Sydney Sweeney commercial. It's clear that Beyoncé is not a natural. Her reputation, success, image, and appearance below are all bought and paid for. Very strained, fake, exaggerated, or manufactured screams. Now, as I mentioned earlier, accusations of whitewashing her skin have been made against BA before. In fact, it started in November 2023 when she appeared at her Renaissance film's premiere costumed as a Black woman with white features. It didn't help that she was wearing a golden wig, which only made her look even more brilliant than normal. It goes without saying that Beyoncé won't seem dark-skinned, since, to be fair, she is a pale woman. But in the photos taken when she started her career, she was obviously a few shades darker than she is today. Many who tried to defend her said she used to tan a lot to appear that way. Some, however, claimed that she was bleaching to draw in more white people, promote her album of country music. One commentator said, beyond whitewashing herself. Another person said, Beyoncé is using Caro White, since Miss Tina wasn't present. When the child was being dragged through the mud, she stepped in to protect her, as she normally does. She posted the picture of Beyoncé that others were using to back up their accusations that she was bleaching, saying, I came across this today and decided to post it after seeing all of the stupid, ignorant, self-hating racist statements about her lightening her skin and wearing platinum hair, wanting to be white, with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested silver attire. The entire theme of her film, The Renaissance, is silver. You idiots believe she's trying to be bleaching a white woman's skin. How sad that some of her own people continue the stupid story and retain animosity and jealousy. Naturally, she paired her silver clothing with silver hair, making a stylish statement as a clown. Alien superstar. Naturally, it is very tragic that a white woman would approach Neil, Beyoncé's hairstylist. She was quoted by TMZ as saying that she wanted Neil to remark on the fans' assertions that she aspires to be white. However, I was enraged by this white woman's sense of entitlement to discuss her blackness. What's most depressing is that some black people, yes, you idiots on social media, you're lying. Acting like you're so innocent that you're unaware that black women have had golden hair since Ada James's time. Going back to the entire Beyonce and Sydney Sweeney debate, it only became worse once an interview with BA's father, Matthew Knowles, went viral, and he admitted that Beyonce's success was primarily a result of her pale skin. He asserted that Beyonce saw a trend of lighter-skinned female musicians getting more airplay on mainstream radio when he first started out in the industry and decided to take advantage of it to promote.
You talked about this research study that was done on colorism in the music industry, and it found that over a 15-year period, it was overwhelmingly lighter-skinned women who would get top 40 airplay. It was Alicia Keys, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. Tell us about Mariah, tell us about that study, because I was like, this is important to know, right? That people don't talk about that.
Yeah, actually, it was one of my classes at Texas Southern. We have a degree there that I helped create called Entertainment Recording Management. You actually get a degree in that. So they actually did research, and what they found was exactly what you said, because in the music industry, there's still segregation. As you know, there used to be the black division.
Oh, yeah. Race records.
Right, race records. And programmers, especially at pop radio, has this imagery of what beauty looks like. And they wanted that imagery to be the same that's singing those records. And if you look back, even at Whitney Houston, if you look at those photos, how they lightened her to make her look lighter complexion.
Yeah.
Because there's a perception in colorism, the lighter that you are, the smarter, the more economically, there's a perception all around the world about color, even with black folks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's a perception.
Absolutely. How different do you think Beyonce's career would have been if she were a darker skinned woman?
I think it would have affected her success. And I use Kelly Rowland as an example.
Great songs, yeah.
She's a great example. But, the great thing is Kelly did exceptional outside of America, especially in Australia. Kelly sold over 4 million records. She just got off script.
It came straight from the horse to all of you. Some black people's refusal to support her defense against those bigots is primarily due to this. They think she took advantage of the system on purpose and is now just complaining about it since it no longer works for her. Why didn't Beyonce use cornrows, banana knots, or textured wigs in the Levi's commercial? Asked one reviewer. It's odd because, in contrast to her urban music or campaigns that highlighted blackness, she chooses a black look. But when she claims that country music was a black thing, she is embracing a white girl ideal. Even while I think Beyonce is amazing, I do think that her marketing strategies show real cognitive dissonance. In order to appeal to a wider audience, she deliberately changes her approach, frequently at the risk of highlighting blackness in visual representation. "Pie looks wonderful," said another commenter, but I would have loved it if she had sported an afro in the commercial to prove that black jeans are wonderful jeans. As the standard, we complain about Sydney Sweeney's promotion of her beauty rather than our own. But now I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on Beyonce's alleged bleaching? Do any of you think she's actually trying to pass for a white woman? Kindly leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to click here to see this more messy,